Hello everyone. Welcome back to Rune Factory. Hey Azura,
Yeah?
ponies
Where?
in Magic the Gathering cards.
Oh, I thought you were saying in the game.
No, they released new. Ooh, wait, there's a letter. All items in all stores are 30% off. Asterisk. They released new pony cards. Wizards of the Coast for Magic the Gathering. New pony cards. Now people can get all of the main six and actually win with Twilight's ability. About... How long was it? 3 years ago? I want to say about 3 years ago. Wizards of the Coast, because Hasbro owns Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro also owns My Little Pony, they released the Ponies the Galloping set. I call it a set. 3 cards. 3, maybe more like 3.5, because one of them was double-sided. It was Twilight Sparkle, Rarity, and Nightmare Moon.
Fun.
And now, today, they are showing off that they have pre-orders in stock, because the actual cards will come out March the 1st, so I have plenty of time to decide how many sets I want to order. Of Applejack, Fluttershy, Pinkie Pie, and Rainbow Dash. So, of course, I've already, considering that all of them are legendary creatures, I've already thought about how each of them would fare as commanders for their own decks. Because, yeah, working completely off of memory here right now, Twilight Sparkle originally, I think, 2 or 3 mana for an Alicorn. All of your other equines, horses, ponies, alicorns, pegasi, unicorns, get +1/+1. And you can pay 5, and if you have the rest of the main 6, every pony wins the game. Apparently someone didn't like that.
Say every pony wins the game?
Yeah, it literally says every pony wins the game.
So here's the thing. Technically, by rules as written, that just means whatever side has the ponies win.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Rarity is a 3-mana 2/2, and the interesting thing is, like, pretty much all of these ponies, they have, like, 2 main abilities. So Twilight is a buff effect, and also every pony wins. Rarity, all of your rare and mythic rare spells cost 1 less to cast, and you can pay 1, tap in, and reveal a My Little Pony toy you own to give another target creature protection from each color in that toy's coat, mane, and outfit.
Uh-huh.
I use it as a commander already for a clone deck, because if you can clone the rarity, the reduction stacks. So combine that with Wicker Picker for its sticker kicker of 1. If you get enough rarities, that sticker kicker pays for itself. So you basically pay 1 blue mana, put out another rarity with a new name sticker on it. So technically, they don't share a name, and you can have a whole bunch of rarities out at once. It's fun. Regardless, so anyway, and then of course Nightmare Moon was it 6 mana 4/4 flyer, but if it's nighttime, gets +2/+2 and menace. And then you can pay 6 to transform her, and other players may activate this ability or help pay the cost. If they do, they become your friend. She flips into Luna, and when she transforms into Luna, reveal up to 6 moon cards you own from outside the game and put them in exile. You may cast them, and your friends may cast them with your permission. Gifts are appreciated. So, hence me trying to look up and order up a moon board for the past quite a while now. Yeah. Basically, every time I place an order for cards, I always try to see if they're... I just throw in a couple of moon board cards as well. Because most of those cards absolutely suck and are very, very cheap. But now the new ones. So there's Applejack, which I think of the new 4 cards, she's the most likely one that I would want to actually have for a deck. Just a 4 mana 4/4 at the beginning of your... And she also only has 1 ability instead of 2. Again, from what I can recall. I should tap over to a screen where I can read these cards. At the beginning of your end step, put a toy you own on the battlefield as a 2/2 token. If the toy has wings, that creature has flying. If it has a horn, you scry 2.
If it has neither, create a food token.
Yep.
It's worth noting, it just says a toy.
Yep.
It doesn't specify My Little Pony.
Yep. Hey, you know what other kinds of toys of stuff tend to have wings and horns? Dragon toys.
Very nice.
So you can absolutely just put out a little toy dragon. But yeah, I do still have some Alicorn toys from back when I collected, quote-unquote collected, My Little Pony blind bag figures.
So how's Alicia feeling about us? Where is she?
She's not there yet. I don't know why.
What time is it?
Just after 8. She's probably still walking here.
And you're certain it's not like a holiday?
I mean, it's a store day. The stores are open.
Oh, okay.
Right, what else?
Skill up.
Cool. So yeah. So even though Applejack doesn't really have... Even though Applejack is completely self-contained... Nah. Like, there's no real telling, like, okay, what do you do to build a deck around her? I guess token doubling effects, copy her triggered ability to make extra tokens. That's basically all you can do. And just... Yeah, apparently Applejack's family is full of alicorns.
Morning.
Oh. Hey. Oh, go to Alicia. It's like, yeah, I'd like a prediction. Will you marry me?
Almost. I have to say, I do also find it funny how, you know, she's also the highest at the friend level, too.
Well, that's... I mean, yeah, it's weird, because, like, talking to her does seem to give love points. But it seems to be a thing with this game where if you win, like, a town event, like, the person who you like the most, or aka the person who likes you the most, gains extra affection for you.
Oh.
Which is weird. So... Right. Pony cards. So then there's Pinkie Pie. A 2 or 3 mana creature. Whenever you Whenever you cast a spell, if it has a smile in its art, create a tapped treasure token. There are, according to Skyfall, there are 209 cards that have a smile in their art. Don't know how many of those are lands, but you can definitely fill in at least all of the non-lands of your deck to be cards with smiles in their art.
I'm also concerned about the second ability that seems to do nothing.
Actually it does do something, but it doesn't do a lot. As long as you have Pinkie Pie in play, all of the creatures you control are in your party, and your party is always full. Party is a mechanic that was introduced with the Dungeons and Dragons set, I want to say last year, where traditionally your party consists of up to one warrior, cleric, wizard, and I think it's thief. I think the last one is rogue. Right? Yeah.
Okay.
Wizard, cleric, warrior, and rogue.
Morning.
So, traditionally, your party can be at most 4 creatures. And if you have, one of each of those creature types, then your party is full. There are 3 cards in Burrows. So if you're playing Pinkie Pie as a commander, there are 3 cards that you could possibly play that would care about actually having a full party.
Oh.
And 9 cards, including one of those 3 from earlier, that care about the number of creatures in your party.
Oh.
And I don't think any of those 11 cards
Good morning.
actually have a smile in their art.
Oof.
So, yeah, if you want to play any of those, and one of them is really interesting because, like, when it ETBs, you create a 1/1 token for each creature in your party. So have it enter, and then just double the amount of creatures you control. But I think that the more preferred way, or at least, the more effective way to play it, is just to keep putting out things with smiles, keep getting treasures, and then next turn you can use, your mana and your treasures for more mana to put out a lot more cards. You just also need to make sure to be able to draw cards as well. In which case you are potentially just ignoring half of what Pinkie Pie does, because, yeah, technically it does something, but it's basically nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Morning.
And then there's Fluttershy.
Yes, Fluttershy, Fluttershy!
Morning.
Fluttershy, does she even have flying?
Yes.
Okay.
She is Defender and Flying.
Wait, she has Defender? I didn't even notice.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Was it? Yeah, you can... Shoot, I forget what her passive ability is, because I just focusing on the tap ability. Does she even have a passive?
I mean, her passive is Defender and Flying.
Oh, so she does. Okay. So she also only really has one ability, but it does 2 things. Pay 1 and tap. Put a plus counter on each creature you control that has a tail. Which, frankly, they could have just made that each creature you control, but that, I think, can go infinite with some creatures. Like, when this gets a plus counter, gain a mana and also untap a creature, whatever. So, whatever, to encourage you to play animals. But also, use the stare on a creature. Target creature can't attack or block until end of turn, when they should have just put the period right there. But then it's, no, as long as you continue to directly look at it. Which, people are going to try to play Fluttershy in games, because of course people are going to be playing all of these. And then it's like, oh no, I'll make it so your commander can't attack this turn. Person goes, okay, puts their hand over their commander, completely covering it so the person can't see it. Cool, now you're not looking at it, so I'll attack you with it. And it's like, well, you can't, okay.
I mean, here's what I'll say. Oh, what are you blocking with? I can't see it.
They declare it as an attacker, then after it's declared as an attacker, they remove their hand. And, I mean, or, you know, put their hand over it, block your stare at it, so your stare no longer applies for the rest of the turn, and then just attack normally.
Yeah.
Like, it should have just been that the creature just can't attack or block or use its activated abilities this turn. And there are cards that do that, where you can, like, pay mana.
The fact that that text is in italics makes me think that's probably kind of more...
More flavor text?
Yeah. I mean, the flavor text, there is actual flavor text. It's just... Considering that it uses the phrasing stare down, blah, 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 and it can't attack or block, because I assume stare down is not an existing mechanic.
No.
Then they just worded it in a way that, makes it obvious to anyone who actually knows the character. But then also explains what it means.
Yeah, it can't attack or block. But again, it also should make it so it can't use its activate abilities either, because that actually is a thing in Magic, to stop creatures from being able to attack, block, or use activated abilities until end of turn.
There we go.
But then, there is still one more. Rainbow Dash.
Flying and haste.
Yeah, flying and haste. Whenever you attack with a creature that has flying and or haste, you get 20% cooler. And this is the part that everybody, or a number of people are already arguing about. Because it says you start at 0% coolness. It should say you start at 100%, instead of you start at 0%, because 20% more than 0 is still 0. So,
I can see where they're coming from, but the intent is obvious.
Yes.
It just means that, upon, playing this card, you just have to have a creature that you control with flying and or haste, like basically have 5 attacks from such creatures, and then you can use activated ability.
Yep. As long as you have 100% coolness, yeah, you can, tap Rainbow Dash, add Ruberg, and draw a card, and then your coolness resets.
Sorry, add what?
Ruberg. White, blue, black, red, green.
Oh, yeah. Draw a card and reset your coolness. Now, that's the thing. It does say if you're at least 100% cool. Implying that, first of all, it can go above it, but once you activate the ability, it just resets entirely.
Yeah. And, you know what? I appreciate that it says, like, completely reset the coolness instead of, like, oh, go, go down by 100%. Because if it was, go down by 100%, someone could very well put out, a whole bunch of, like, hasty tokens, swing with, like, 21 ones, find ways to untap Rainbow Dash, and just bloop, 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 bloop. Just, use her a whole bunch of times in a turn. Although I will say that with a little bit of mana filtering, you can go infinite with Rainbow Dash, 5 valid attackers, and one of a number of cards that's like pay 5 mana, get an extra combat step, then an extra main phase. Because at least the one I'm thinking of, it also untaps all of your creatures. So have 5 flyers out, plus Rainbow Dash, swing with the 5 other flyers. Main phase 2, tap the Rainbow Dash for mana. Filter it, pay it in, extra combat, untap everything, swing again. And then just keep drawing cards until you find something to use to win. So that's why I'm slightly less partial to... Although, gotta say, that flavor win, though, it's basically...
For which one?
That flavor went for Rainbow Dash of attack with 5 flying creatures, perform a sonic rain boom, go to another combat step, attack with 5 flyers, perform another sonic rain boom.
Ooh.
Over and over and over again. Draw a card each time you perform a sonic rain boom.
I will say I am very disappointed that they didn't, that, you know, with Rainbow Dash, they have named it, you know, Sonic Rain Boom, but for Fluttershy's, considering, well, and I understand why they didn't just name it the Stare, considering that, you know, it has 2 effects that happen, and only one of them is actually related to the Stare.
I think Fluttershy should have had 2 activate abilities. So you could choose to either buff everything or use the Stare.
Yeah. That makes sense. And then Pinkie Pie is just entirely passive, so...
Yeah, just keep casting cards that have smiles in them to get extra manas.
It is worth noting that Applejack, Fluttershy, and Rainbow Dash definitely have smiles, so they, you know, contribute to Pinkie Pie's ability.
Yeah, if you play a Twilight Sparkle deck, and you get Pinkie Pie out, then cast another one of them. I think the rarity also does.
It's almost too bad that it's not, you know, whenever you cast a spell with a smile in its art, create a tap treasure token for each smile in the art. Because Applejack would give you 3 right there.
No, have Pinkie Pie out, cast another Pinkie Pie, get like 7. Put the sticker on Pinkie Pie that's like, you can cast this from your graveyard, and put out an Amulet of Vigor so you can cast, so whenever a thing enters tapped, it will untap automatically. Clone the Pinkie Pie, which is not something I'd normally endorse, but...
Also, I have to say, there is something weird about the art for the ponies. You know?
Yeah, it's like pseudo 3D.
Yeah, well, it's not just that, it's just like, okay, the proportions for Fluttershy, they seem reasonable. They just make it's Fluttershy a little bit older, getting a little bit lanky.
Mm-hmm.
Rainbow Dash looks small and stumpy, all things considered.
I see what you're getting at with that.
And maybe it's just me, but the way that her hair is, it just feels a little bit off. But maybe it's just because of the perspective, because we don't see her coming at this angle, ever.
Yeah. Also, she is supposed to be going super fast.
I mean, true. But her hair is not representing that. Her hair has a comb over, is what it is.
Oh, God, yes.
Back. But the thing with Pinkie Pie is, I'm sorry. I mean, it's partly because of her color scheme, but because of the way that they drew her, you know, nose, she looks like a pig.
Oink, oink, oink.
Pig. Yeah, exactly. She looks like a cute little pig. Oink, oink. But then Applejack just looks... Honestly,
like
her head
Uncanny
is just
Valley.
too big for her proportions. Weirdly
Applejack
enough,
is Uncanny Valley.
well, and that's the weird thing is that Apple Bloom and Big Mac in the background of hers, they actually seem appropriately, you know, proportioned. But Applejack herself, no.
But yeah.
Well, that said, Rainbow Dash is, you know, still the best.
So, is this going to be enough to finally get you to make a commander deck?
No. Only if they introduce a derpy card.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for that. I want Hasbro to actually recognize Derpy Hooves and give her a colorless legendary creature card.
Now here's the thing. would you be willing to accept it with their official name for her? Or does
Derpy
it have
Hooves.
to- Remember, her actual official name, as stated in the show, is Muffins. Or Muffin.
If they come out and it's Muffins, I'll use, like, whiteout, and then I'll write in Derpy Hooves instead. I like the idea that I got from, was it ChatGPT for a Derpy card? When she ETBs, you can search for a card, for a Muffin card in your deck and put it into your hand. I think the Muffin card was like a basic, like, cantrip or whatever, I don't remember so much, but when she enters, you get a Muffin!
Hooray!
Yeah.
You get a blueberry muffin from Hitman. I'm sorry, I'm now just imagining, like, any sort of game, whether it be, like, Magic the Gathering or anything else that somehow has both, you know, Agent 47 and Derpy in it, and they bond over a muffin.
I'm just remembering that one episode where Derpy gets hit in the face with a pizza. She's all like, "What's your problem? Wait, is this pizza free?" It's like, first of all, how dare you? Second of all, I'm taking that pizza.
Catch it in your mouth. It's a frisbee. Catch it with your teeth.
Yum.
Anyway, but, yeah, no. I'm sorry, here's the thing. What I worry about more than whether they name her correctly is whether she'll actually have her eyes, you know, derped.
She'd better.
Because I would not put it past them to release the card as Muffin, or... Because I think... Is it Muffin or Muffins? Pretty sure it's Muffin. I'm pretty sure officially it's Muffin. And if they, you know, release her as Muffin without derped eyes... Oh... There would be an outrage.
Yeah, everyone else, like, screams and cries whenever Wizards of the Coast brings anything, like, not strictly core Magic the Gathering into Magic the Gathering. Like, they had the Walking Dead secret layer, where they had non-silver border, so, you know, legal in tournament play cards, that you had to pay, like, was it $50 for, like, the 5 cards or something, if you wanted the actual physical copies of. And more people complained that it was not Magic related stuff than they did about, you know, this is gouging and, like, reckless behavior. So many people cried over, but Walking Dead isn't Magic lore. They brought in the, like, the Godzilla alternate arts. Not mechanically unique cards, just reskins of existing cards. People whined about that. They brought in Transformer cards as silver border. Everyone whined about that. Like, they bring in My Little Pony cards. Not a single person has yet complained that, as far as I've seen, about My Little Pony not being Magic the Gathering stuff. And, like, they've complained about, you know, other silver-bordered cards before. People complain about secret layer stuff all the time if it's, you know, something new. Nobody complains about the ponies. Ponies are good. Some people have already started complaining about the Doctor Who cards we've seen. But no one complains about the ponies.
Did people complain about the D&D stuff?
Some did, yeah. Some did, but not a lot of people, because D&D is very Magic themed. Because Magic the Gathering was made with D&D in mind. Yes?
Well, here's the thing, is that the whole stuff with planeswalkers, like there's straight up like I think it's either Pathfinder or official D&D, like is canon. Like there already was integration from the D&D side of the concept of the Magic the Gathering planeswalkers.
If that's the case, then how come the D&D set has 0 planeswalkers?
That's a good point. But that's partly, I assume that's mostly because none of the characters, that were introduced, are ones that naturally have the ability to cross between planes on their own.
Basically, every single Magic set, at least up until recently, has had at least one of the core 5, usually multiple of the core 5 planeswalkers. And, because the idea of the story is that the planeswalkers have planeswalked to, the latest place so far, and are dealing with the issues there.
Right.
The main planeswalkers are essentially... The Gatewatch are basically the main characters of Magic lore, overall.
Right. Oh, so you mean, so basically when you say why weren't there any planeswalkers, so you mean, the planeswalker... There's existing planeswalker characters, but new cards of them are made usually when introducing a new world canon set?
Yeah, they went to, I think, even when they went to Amonkhet, basically an Egypt-themed set, I think at least one of them went. Yeah, Liliana was there. There was a new Liliana card. And usually there's also, new planeswalkers from the place that they go to. Because the whole thing with planeswalkers, they can walk between the planes. So when you go to a new plane, other planeswalkers could have gone there.
The thing is, when it comes to D&D, I know that there are some characters who have, but it's only high-level casters or already extraplanar beings.
Also, I think I was actually totally mistaken. There was at least one planeswalker in the D&D set.
What was it?
One of those great mages.
Elminster?
Yeah, that one.
Okay, yes, that makes sense. I mean, let's just put it this way: if you don't know who Elminster is, consider him the equivalent of Merlin or Gandalf. He is the wizard of his world. There's obviously other wizards, but he is the one that has gone about and made major effect in the world.
I think that there were 2 D&D sets. One didn't have any, and the other had at least one. You can look that... You can check that out if you want.
Was one of the characters in one of the sets?
Was who?
Drizzit? Or Driz?
Yeah, Driz. Driz was not a planeswalker, though. Was a legendary creature.
No. Yeah,
in one of the sets, Minsk and Boo was
I knew that they were.
They were a planeswalker, and Minsk was also a creature in the other set.
Wait. Minsk and Boo were listed as a planeswalker?
Yeah.
Honestly, that makes sense. Because Minsk and Boo were, I believe, introduced in the Baldur's Gate games, but became, fan favorite and stuff. And technically speaking, pretty much every party member, plus the main character, are, by the end, have traveled through multiple different planes.
Alright, just to stop everything and look stuff up. So there's Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. And there's Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate.
Interesting.
Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. The entire set.
And who stand red?
Planeswalker. So Adventures in the Forgotten Realms had 5 Planeswalkers.
Oh wow. Who?
Eliwick Tumblestrum.
Was that already in Magic the Gathering Planeswalker?
No.
Okay.
Pretty sure all 5 of these are new to this set.
Okay.
The Grandmaster of Flowers, legendary Planeswalker Bahamut.
Wait, what was the name of this set?
Forgotten Realms. Adventures in Forgotten Realms.
Okay, keep going.
Lolth Spider Queen.
Okay, yeah. Literally a goddess, so...
Mordenkainen, who I only know from that one D&D skit.
Well, and also created a bunch of spells, but yeah. Go on.
And Zerial, Archduke of Avernius? The name's kind of cut off.
Huh.
Morning.
I'm not really all that surprised that I don't recognize, all of them. But it's just like, huh. The fact that I only recognize 2 of them, and one of them not because of the character, but only because of stuff that I know that he's done? Huh.
Yeah, this was supposed to be the huge get people who play D&D, because 5th edition is so popular, into playing Magic.
Yeah, I don't know that those were necessarily the best choices.
And then in the Baldur's Gate set, there were 7.
7 Planeswalkers.
Yes.
I assume that's the one that had Elminster and Minsk and Boo?
Yeah. 4 of these are actually repeats. I think one of them is actually literally... Okay, 4 of these are not originally from D&D, I think. 4 of these are from Magic.
Okay, well, what are they?
Rowan Kenrith and Will Kenrith.
Okay.
Which we introduced in, I think, Battle Bond. Vivian, Champion of the Wilds.
Mm-hmm.
And Xenagos the Reveler, which I'm 99% certain this is actually just a reprint.
Okay.
Like, this exact card existed before.
Okay,
so
then there was Elminster, and Minsk and Boo, and who was the last one?
Good morning.
Tasha the Witch Queen. Other than Minsk and Boo, I think I use all of the others from this set in my Planeswalker deck. Because Elminster is one of the only Planeswalkers that can make flying tokens.
Okay, well, I was pretty sure about this, and turns out I was right here. Yeah. Tasha, isn't from Forgotten Realms.
Morning.
No, this is Battle for Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate is part of Forgotten Realms.
Oh.
Good morning.
Oh,
Here's
is
the
she
problem.
from...
Well, here's the weird thing. But then again, it also looks like Mordenkainen... I'm very confused. I need to check something here.
Wait, what is this from? Oh, Alchemy.
See, the thing is, apparently, like, she and I guess Mordenkainen were from the Greyhawk setting, which is
Different.
Morning.
I mean, I've been under the impression that that world has not been used in a while.
Mm-hmm. They brought them in, I guess, because they thought that people would recognize them and want to play. It did work. A lot of people got in because started playing Magic because it's like, yeah, because I saw Minsk and Boo. It's like, oh, I can use this. Okay, I want to use this. In fact, I've seen people play Minsk and Boo as in CEDH even.
I mean, yeah, it looks like, yeah, the Greyhawk setting was basically unused in, like, the mid-90s. Particularly because, you know, Wizards of the Coast made a determination that there were too many settings for D&D. But Greyhawk was somewhat revived around the time 3rd edition was made. Let's see here. It also appeared. Oh, right. So Greyhawk is the setting for Tomb of Horrors.
Fun.
So Tomb of Horrors is from that setting, it appears, but yeah, like the thing is, the main one, like the main one that that people would most be familiar with, you know, actual official, you know, campaign settings is the Forgotten Realms. I would guess that the second most, you know, well-known is Dragonlance. Greyhawk would be another one, and I honestly cannot think of another one specifically. There are still several of them, but I should actually just take a look at the list of all the, yeah, official settings. Let's see, Blackmoor, Greyhawk. So Greyhawk was the second campaign setting made. Ravenloft, I've at least heard that one. Eleanor, Conan. Wow, Forgotten Realms wasn't, like, created until, like, 10 years after the first one was. Landscape, what the, Diablo 2? Is an official... Oh! Also, what am I talking about there? Of course, there's also Eberron, which is another one that people probably mostly be fairly familiar with. Ravnica came out like 5 years ago. I think that's fairly popular. Huh. So there've been quite a few, but oh yeah. So yeah, there was a pen and paper adaptation of the Diablo 2 video game for AD&D 2nd edition and D&D 3rd edition.
Cute. So, last night I decided to order a few new cards for one of my casual commander decks, you know, not knowing that ponies were about to be revealed.
Uh-huh.
It's the, my commander is a motorcycle.
Nice.
It's one of the Transformers cards that got made, but it is official black border, so it is completely legal to play as a commander. I don't even have to rule 0 it or ask permission or anything. The front side is a... Yeah, the front side is a 3-mana creature, blah blah blah. It's Flame War. I'll get a picture and send it to you. But the most important thing is that the back side is a motorcycle.
By the way, I am in the middle of playing Baldur's Gate 2 at the moment. I'm in hell. Is it... What?
What?
I'm sorry, the thing is, like, I think I actually recognize this character, which is weird.
The Transformers character, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, Flamor, brash veteran.
Because it's just like, I can't remember where specifically I've seen this character, because I can't actually specifically remember. It's weird. I can remember, but I can't remember a Transformer that turned into a motorcycle.
Yeah, I only got it because, hey, I'd love to play a motorcycle, and I decided, hey, let's kind of rip apart one of my decks and just play this motorcycle as a commander. And I've been having a lot of fun with it, because, like, turn 2, pay 2, put out motorcycle. When it's not my turn, it's not a creature, so like, they try to use a sorcery speed, destroy target creature on it. It doesn't work. Goes to my turn, so we hit someone with my 2-1 with a Menace and Death Touch. So if they want to block it, they have to block with 2 creatures, and I can kill both of those creatures. If they don't block it, hit them for 2, exile my top 2 cards, equal to the amount of damage dealt, with intel counters on them, exiled face down so no one knows what they are. And then it transforms to the front side, where I can either choose to pay 1 mana at instant speed and discard my hand to get all of my intel cards back into my hand, or I can sacrifice an artifact at sorcery speed to put a plus counter on it and transform it to make my bike even stronger.
Fun.
So just each turn attack people with an ever-increasing size of motorcycle. But I decided to add in a few cards to make it even more fun, and now it's going to be kind of stupid. Because both the front and the back are both black and red, officially speaking. So I threw in Mountain Stronghold, and another similar card, but instead of saying red, it says black. So I can give... So I have, yeah, 2 lands that can each give my commander bans with other legends. The #1 most argued against keyword in all of Magic the Gathering. And other than keywords that are specifically only on slivers, the least printed keyword in all of Magic, I'm pretty sure. There is only 1 creature in all of Magic the Gathering that is actually printed with bans with other. No questions? Too distracted?
I mean, it's Magic the Gathering. I don't really understand it as much as you think I do.
Well, that's the thing. Nobody wants to understand what banding or bans with other does. It's incredibly easy, but nobody... But it's basically a meme where people say, I don't know what this does, and I don't care to find out. Which I always find annoying. Banding as a mechanic... Okay, well that was weird. Banding as a mechanic means whenever a creature I control with banding attacks, any number of creatures I control with banding and up to 1 without can attack in a band. Bands with other is a creature with bands with other quality can attack in a band as long as at least one of them has bands with other quality, and all of the creatures involved in that band have the quality. So if I have Mountain Stronghold out with 1 red legendary creature and a bunch of non-red legendary creatures, as long as they're all legendary, they can all be in a band together. They all have to be attacking the same target, so the same player or planeswalker or battle. I can't split it up, but that would be hilarious. Why am I trying to actually fish? No. If any one of them could be blocked, the whole group is blocked. which means that they could potentially block the motorcycle with just one creature instead of two, which is what Menace wants. And yeah, however, the upside to banding, I get to decide how the opponent's creature assigns combat damage to my creatures. Because, hey, this motorcycle is pretty weak. It's only 1 toughness at base. But if I have, like, say, a 4/4 banding with it, they block with a 2/2, I can say, your creature dies. No, it deals its 2 damage to my 4/4, and my creature lives. Or band it with, like, something with indestructible. No, you do all of your damage to the indestructible thing, my bike lives. Whereas my bike, Death Touch, kills your thing. So the idea that the flavor that I'm going for with this is I get these legendary creatures, phoenixes, dragons, like indestructible things or things with protection, usually stuff with flying, things that can get themselves back from the graveyard, whatever. They just climb onto the motorcycle, go vroom vroom, and drive right at someone. If they get blocked, you're in a world of hurt. If you don't block them, you're in a world of hurt.
The fact that you're using the motorcycle for it just makes me think of, what game is it? The Doc Hack GU games. I don't remember exactly at what point, but eventually you get access to a motorcycle that you can drive around, like, the areas where enemies are. And one of the best ways to start any fight is to sneak up, try to get behind an enemy, drive in, and just kind of basically toss your bike at them. Just drive right into them and hop off. They take a bunch of damage, and then you start fighting them.
I mean, it worked for Yang.
Exactly.
But yeah, just the flavor. It's like, this undead dragon that rises from the grave gets on this motorbike and just sails through the air. You either have to block with a flying creature or with 2 grounded creatures. Oh yeah, this phoenix that rose again because I decided to put in a bit of a phoenix theme to it. Or, threw in some phoenixes. The phoenix gets on the bike and rides for your face. I don't know what's the stupidest combo that I have, but they're pretty much all funny. Because I also have Gollum in there. You know Gollum from Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
Yeah, have Gollum in play. Gollum gets on this motorcycle and drives at your face. Sure, you can block with just 1 creature, but then the ring might tempt my motorcycle.